Foreign policy expert Harley Lippman now to talk about Maduro's capture, what this means for Americans and the world. Harley, good to have you back.
Good to be back. How are you?
Good. So let's talk about beyond the narco-terrorism charges here. Is Maduro's capture also a strategic move? Like, how much of this is about Venezuela's oil and the bigger fight over energy markets and the U.S. dollar, as rivals like Russia, China, and other BRICS nations have been trying to weaken U.S. influence?
Yes, well, oil is a component of this. It's about larger issues in oil. One is national security. This is our hemisphere, North and South America. And here you have, in Venezuela, Iranians, Chinese, Russians, Cubans, North Koreans, our adversaries. And what are they doing here? They're not just doing business. They're doing everything they can to undermine the United States and to hurt President Trump. That's what they're doing. Iran brought Hezbollah to the Americas. They were not here before. Iran brought Hezbollah to Venezuela. So it really does speak to national security. This is our backyard.
It is.
So this has to be protected.
Right. And you mentioned Hezbollah. Does removing Maduro meaningfully reduce that threat, or does it just shift where those actors operate next?
No, it's significant because he's been the leader of that, he and his predecessor. And it's a very powerful message to anyone else who's going to rule Venezuela that you are at risk. You are at risk of capture or death if you are doing things to hurt the United States. On top of which, if I may add, this liberates the Venezuelan people. People in Venezuela are suffering terribly. You know, they're the largest oil exporter in the world, and yet the country is in deep poverty. Most people live at or below the poverty level. Think of that. Why is that? Because Iran and China and Russia are raping the country, and the people ruling it are corrupt dictators. This is pretty much as bad as you can get, but it's going to directly affect Americans in a good way because gasoline prices should go down after this. I don't know at what point, but it will. This is where it will directly affect Americans in a positive way.
Got it. Okay, good. Gas prices, that's a tangible result. How soon could we see that? I mean, what does it mean in practical terms? So President Trump said that he is going to temporarily run Venezuela after Maduro's capture, at least until, a transition can take place. So what does that actually mean in practical terms, including what it could cost, what it could mean for Americans here at home, and why we should care? You already mentioned the gas prices.
It's a great question, and I don't think anybody really knows when, but it shouldn't be in the not too distant future. They're going to turn this around, I think, pretty quickly. But if I may add, there's another factor that's going to directly affect America, which is immigration. Why have all these people fled Venezuela? Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, have fled Venezuela and crossed the border into the United States illegally because they live in a place where families are not safe. There's no rule of law. Police and people could take you off the street for any reason and you have no recourse. And as I mentioned, people are living at or below the poverty level.
Right.
So if the country is fixed and turned around, you're going to have far less illegal immigration. Another key issue that Trump campaigned on that this will address.
That would be great. And maybe people can return back home where it's safe and
also
economically sound. Harley Lippman, foreign policy expert, thank you for your insight today, as always.
Thank you.
For all our viewers asking where one